President Trump looks forward to having President Putin to Washington after the first of the year, and he is open to visiting Moscow upon receiving a formal invitation, White House spokeswoman Sarah Sanders said in a statement. Separately, U.S. Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis said he was considering the possibility of the first talks in years between the defense chiefs of the United States and Russia. Mattis said there had been no decision. Trump was criticized at home for failing to confront Putin publicly over Moscow's interference in the 2016 U.S. election, and for seeming to contradict his own intelligence agencies on the threat from Russia. Trump has defended his conduct in a 2-hour private meeting with Putin and at a joint news conference. The White House said no agreements were reached other than having national security teams meet. No policy changes came out of the summit, Mattis said on Friday, adding he had also not been given new direction on Syria. Moscow's military support starting in 2015 of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad in the Syrian war, Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea from Ukraine and the conclusions of U.S. intelligence agencies that Russia meddled in the election have soured relations. Russia is under punitive sanctions imposed by the United States and the European Union and wants them lifted. Putin went on to say Russia was ready to greet Trump in Moscow. "Be my guest. He has such an invitation, I told him that." Following the backlash in the United States over Trump's cordial public tone with Putin in Helsinki, U.S. and Russian officials backed away from Trump's proposal to schedule a follow-up meeting in Washington in the fall. The White House on Wednesday postponed that invitation until next year, when a federal investigation of Russian election interference could be finished. Efforts by both Trump and Putin to achieve détente have been fiercely resisted by U.S. lawmakers, including some in Trump's own Republican Party, accusing him of being too friendly toward Putin, whom they consider an adversary of the United States. U.S. intelligence agencies concluded last year that Moscow waged an influence campaign to help Trump win the White House by hacking into Democratic Party computers and using fake social media accounts to denigrate Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton. Trump will convene his national security advisors on Friday for a meeting on election security because his advisors have warned him Russia continues efforts to interfere in U.S. elections, less than 4 months before Americans vote in elections that will determine whether Republicans maintain control of Congress. Trump has repeatedly denied his campaign colluded with Russia and has characterized the investigation by special counsel Robert Mueller as a witch hunt. Trump is infuriated by any suggestion he might owe his election victory to Russia. Trump on Friday denied knowing in advance about a 2016 meeting his son Donald Trump Jr. and other campaign staff had at Trump Tower with a group of Russians who offered damaging information on Clinton. A CNN report said his longtime lawyer Michael Cohen planned to tell Mueller that Trump did know of the meeting.